Before we get to that, though, Elisar, I know a couple of months ago you were at the Berlin Film Festival.
The Berlin Film Festival
and
in
you
February.
saw a film, Life in a Day.
Life in a Day. It just came out in the cinemas here in the UK, and it comes out in cinemas in the US on the 24th of July. So we're getting ahead of the US.
Which is a rare change.
Which is
actually,
a rare change.
yeah.
And the reason why I think we should talk about it is because it is the YouTube movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first film in the cinemas made entirely from YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the poster. We're not going to show the trailer because last time we had...
It killed Wirecast. It killed Wirecast. So you can imagine
but you
what it might be like.
You can find the trailer on youtube.com/Life in a Day.
You might even be in it. Who knows? If you submitted a... Well, tell us the...
It's a 95-minute film, and YouTube put out a call on their website saying, send us your video about you, your life, but it has to be shot on the 24th of July 2010.
Right, okay.
So it can only been shot on that day and then uploaded to YouTube.
Was there any particular significance to that date? Or that was
no,
just
that was the date that was just picked.
Chosen, okay.
80,000 people sent in videos.
Wow.
From 140 countries.
Yeah.
And Kevin Macdonald, who's a very well-known documentary director here in the UK, did Touching the Void. Did you ever see that film?
I didn't, but I have heard of it.
He had the pleasure, along with Ridley Scott, of taking 4,500 hours of YouTube clips.
Wow.
And making a 95-minute movie.
I thought we had it rough when we have to watch like a whole web series in one night, but that really takes it to a new level.
It's 140 countries submitted stuff, so you can imagine the diversity that you get.
140 countries, 80,000 people, you said. So yeah.
And actually, what was very interesting is they said the amount of submissions they got from the UK was very low.
Yeah.
Very, very low, which is surprising.
Well, I don't know because I mean, I regularly use YouTube, but I didn't know anything about it, and I also would say I probably never ever go on the front page.
But then you had people sending in videos from parts of Africa who probably are on YouTube far less than we are.
Yeah, you're right. It's an odd one, but maybe because they're this is going to sound a little bit ignorant, but perhaps because they don't use it so much, they will just go to youtube.com, the front page, and they'll see all of that stuff.
Maybe they've just got more interesting things to say.
Maybe they have.
I think that is the beauty of the film. It's rich in its diversity. I mean, it literally is voices of different people from all over the world over the course of the day. It's done slightly narratively as well. It's like it starts off with morning breaking. People, in that time zone, and it sort of goes through around the world towards and ending with night times. It's been edited in a narrative way. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Well, is it
very touching?
I was going to say, is it beautiful? How do these videos look on the big screen?
They vary. They vary in quality, absolutely, because they've been shot on so many different types of cameras. I mean, there was obviously some people slightly more professional with their Canon and DSLRs, but others on just sort of handy cams, and it does look like that. So seeing that on a big screen can be quite off-putting because it does change in varying qualities. But
and aspect ratios.
They've
sort
created
of sorted out
a single aspect ratio for the whole lot, but you forgive it because you are hearing different voices from different parts of the world, voices that you would never normally hear at all. And there are moments that are very sad, there are moments that are very funny. You feel all sorts of emotions. There are a handful of people that they follow throughout the film, so that they can't, you don't just have the one clip of them, they come back to them, and so they are telling a bit of a story.
So there's a few arcs throughout the show.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you then, Elisar, I mean, it sounds very worthy, and maybe people such as you and me who have got an interest in this kind of thing would go and see it. Do you think it's got wide appeal, mass appeal, mainstream potential?
You'd like to hope. It probably doesn't, but then, like I said, it's the YouTube film, and people are on YouTube listening to other people's voices. I mean, the amount of vloggers you have, for instance, people just talking about themselves and what they did that day, and people just watching it. So if you'd watch it on YouTube, could you possibly watch it on the big screen? I would like to think so, especially because the people you're seeing in the movie aren't necessarily the attention seekers you might get on YouTube normally.
Yeah, well, it does sound fascinating, and I'd love to check it out. Can you actually watch it on YouTube?
I think it's been on YouTube, but not yet. I'm sure it will be on YouTube later. National Geographic are releasing it in the US, and that seems quite appropriate because it is National Geographic, the movie. It
Yeah,
really is.
yeah.
It has that feeling of it. It makes you feel like you're not just isolated. You are part of a world citizen, and that's. And I would recommend it. So please, go and see Life in a Day. Go and support it. In the UK, part of your ticket, if you purchase it online, I think they give part of that money to charity as well.
Really? Okay. So it's a worthwhile film and a worthy piece of art, if not necessarily the next summer blockbuster.
Indeed, it's a beautiful movie, regardless of the fact that it's a YouTube-generated film. It's just beautiful, and I would recommend it wholeheartedly.
Good. Well, I honestly look forward to checking that out. I'm sure that'll be out in London, if not necessarily.
It's out now. You can see it. If you're in the UK, you can see it now. It's in the cinemas.
It's got a general release.
It's got a general release.
Wow. Okay. Great.
And in the US, you can look forward to it on July the 24th,
which marks the anniversary of the film, I suppose.
Exactly
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah.
After all the people recorded those.
So,
Great. You might cry. You might laugh. You'll do all of those probably.
You'll do all of those things, but try and keep it. Fairly quiet if you're in the cinema, because think of other patrons as well. But Elisar, thank you so much for that review of the film. I can't wait to check it out.